Look, I get it. You've probably watched 50 hours of dropshipping videos by now, and let me guess, half of them told you to post organic TikToks every day and pray something goes viral. The other half told you to drop $200 on a UGC creator or spend $100 a month on some AI tool that spits out mediocre videos. And here's the thing, you're stuck. You either can't afford that or you tried it, lost money, and now you're scared to even open up the Facebook Ads Manager again. So you're back here scrolling YouTube, hoping anyone will give you a strategy that doesn't require a trust fund or blind luck. And honestly, I don't blame you because most of what you've been taught is either gambling or overwhelming. But here's what nobody's telling you. The reason you failed wasn't because dropshipping is dead. It wasn't even because you picked a bad product. It's because you were following a broken blueprint, one that makes you guess instead of engineer. See, the gurus want you to believe that if you just hustle hard enough, post enough videos, or find that one magical winning product, you'll hit it big. But the reality is that's not a business, that's a slot machine. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact 4-step system I'd use if I had to start over today with $0, no $100 a month AI subscriptions, no hiring creators, no praying to the TikTok algorithm gods, just a real engineered process that actually gives you a shot. So system number 1 is about finding that winning product, but I'm gonna make this super easy for you guys. Rather than doing what everybody else teaches you, which is scrolling through AliExpress, scrolling through social media, looking for that out of this world product, let's use product intelligence, using AI to actually find the winning product for you. I've developed this prompt right here that allows me to literally have AI find me winning products. So I'm gonna link this prompt for you below completely for free. Essentially how it works is you tell it to play the role of a product research specialist and you give it specific product criteria of what to look for. We're looking for a product that solves a problem because it's much easier to sell to people something that you can convince them solves an issue in their life. Like back pain, a product that solves back pain. Insecurity is a problem that solves insecurities. And most importantly, we want to sell to women because women make up 80% of online shopping because they are the ones who are easily susceptible to marketing. Marketing is manipulation. Marketing is about convincing people that they need what you're selling. And the best way to do that is to sell a problem-solving product. So we put this prompt into ChatGPT and then we have to actually give it a niche because as you can see, we want to specify what niche do you want to find a product in, whether it's a home decor, kids products, pet products. And so I actually made this list for you so you didn't even have to think about it. I spent nearly a decade selling products online and these are by far the best niches to find problem-solving products in. So first thing I started with was women's health and beauty here. So it actually found me 5 specific products, really solid products by the way. And the one that really stood out to me was this SolarWave 4-in-1 skincare wand. It's this product right here. You may have seen it. It's a red light therapy skincare wand that really helps visibly soften fine lines, refreshes tired skin, and essentially it's just a quick way for people to help solve their skin issues. It's women that buy this. So ChatGPT details for me the problem it solves, why it's evergreen. It tells me the estimated monthly traffic, price they're selling it for, and other details. And I was actually able to even verify the monthly traffic with the SimilarWeb Chrome extension. Last month, they had over 500,000 visitors on their store. So this is a killer product right here. Now, after I find my product, the first thing I want to do is make sure that I can actually dropship this. Now, most people go to AliExpress or whatever it is to dropship from China. But what I like to use a lot nowadays is Doba to dropship products from the United States. These guys have over 20 years in US dropshipping experience. They bring the products from China over to the US so that you can get 3 to 5 day delivery times. They have trusted US suppliers on the platform, pre-vetted to make sure that they're actually legit and they have high quality and they actually ship on time and give you an actual proper experience. You come on the platform, let's say in this case, we want to find the skincare wand. All I had to do was search skincare wand because they have thousands of products on this platform. I was actually not surprised that they have it. So I found the version of this that actually ships from the United States. They have it for $18.91. As you can see with SolarWave, they're selling it for $169. So this is our drop shipping price. We can sell it for a fraction of what SolarWave is selling it for, and we'd still be insanely profitable. And as you can see, they have the top seller badge here. So that means Doba gave them an award for being a top seller and essentially providing a great experience for drop shippers.
So now you've found your winning product and a supplier that won't make your customers wait a month for delivery. But here's where most people hit the next wall, building a Shopify store and connecting Doba so orders automatically get fulfilled for you. Let me show you how I get AI to build me a premium website just like SolarWave in 2 minutes. minutes.
So just imagine 2 minutes later, you have a Shopify store that looks like this, built and designed, copywritten, completely done for you, one step closer to you making money. The way I did that is with the Crafted AI Store Builder. If you go to the link in the description below, I have a custom offer here where your first store is built for you completely for free. All you have to pay for is the $1 per month for Shopify, but there's no crafted fee. You can get a free trial essentially for your first design. And we're gonna build this in literally a couple minutes. So click start building for free, and then we're gonna choose the niche that we're selling in. So in this case, we're selling beauty and cosmetics. And then it's gonna ask us to create the Shopify account. So we just gotta go access Shopify and then put in our email. Then once you do that, it's very important that you actually put in your payment information and subscribe for the $1 because that's gonna activate your plan. And then once you do that, you'll enter your home page on Shopify, which will look like this. We're just gonna wanna go back to the crafted landing page here and then click done. And now we're gonna actually link the Shopify store we just created. So just copy the link of the admin and then we're gonna go paste it in here and click save. And then we're going to click done. And then now this is very important because the only way to get Crafted to build your first store for free is if you're actually activating your Shopify plan, because we can't build anything on a free trial on Shopify. You have to subscribe to the $1 per month plan. So we're gonna click access Shopify plans and then just make sure that we actually subscribe to the $1 per month right here. So I'm just gonna click subscribe. So now we're fully subscribed and we go back to Crafted and then click done as well. Now we're actually gonna install the app onto that store. Crafted AI, click install. And so now Crafted gets directly integrated into my Shopify store. And then it tells me your free store is ready to be built. So now I'm going to click build my free store. So now once I click build my free store, you're gonna see this, and we already have AliExpress here checked. So we're gonna paste a valid AliExpress product link. And so I'm literally gonna do that and then paste it here and then click start building. And then when you click that, it literally is going to start building it in real time and it's gonna show you the progress. So as you can see here, it starts off by researching the product, analyzing the product details to highlight the strong selling points. Then it's gonna start designing the page, and all of this literally takes about 5 minutes. And of course, 5 minutes later, this is what we have. Now, the actual store name, don't overthink that. I just use AI to actually come up with a store name for me, but Crafted does the heavy lifting of actually building the store. So I came up with Skinflow as the store name, but Crafted built the entire landing page and even the home page. So if we go to the home page, you'll see right here that it has a very clean, super highly branded design here that it did for you as well. So that's the beauty of that. Real quick, now that we have our Shopify store fully set up and designed, we got to make sure that we have Doba, our supplier, integrated to Shopify. So that way, every single time you get an order, Doba automatically gets a notified, packages your order, ships it directly to your customer, and then adds tracking into Shopify automatically for you. So that way the customer gets notified automatically of their order being shipped. So all you want to do is just in Doba, go to stores right here. And basically you want to click connect a new store and choose Shopify. Then it's going to take us to the Shopify App Store for Doba. And then you want to click install. So we'll click install again. And then we're going to basically have our store completely connected. How amazing is that? This is one less thing for you to worry about, knowing the AI did all the research for you and wrote the copy with the research that it did. And you know that this is something that you can actually trust. So now you can move forward to the parts that actually make you money.
All right, so now you've got a product, a supplier, and a store that actually looks professional. But in order to make money, you need to run social media ads, which requires content. Most gurus teach you the expensive ways to do this. But as a beginner, you cannot sleep on this free strategy that's gotten me results like this. Let's get into it.
When most people think about success with dropshipping ads, they think about UGC content, right? It's the content you see that looks like this. Videos.
One of them pointed out that it had a tremendous amount of wrinkles.
That's what everybody talks talks about, right? But what most people don't understand is that Facebook doesn't care about whether or not you run a video or image ad. They just care about two things, which is purchases and engagement. So like take this image right here. If your image stops the right person from scrolling and your copy clearly presents a valuable benefit, people will click. And if your store is set up right, they will buy. That's ultimately what signals to Facebook that your ad is connecting with people. And that's when the algorithm starts optimizing and finding more of your ideal customers. So image ads work just as good as video ads do. So instead of spending hundreds on UGC creators or AI video tools, we're gonna create high quality image ads for free using AI. So guys, in order for us to create high quality images like this, we not only need to make sure they look good, which AI will do, but we need to make sure we actually have good strategy with them. We're coming up with solid ad ideas that would actually connect with our audience as they're scrolling, convincing them to stop scrolling and convincing them to click on the ad and actually buy our product. The way I love to do that is by making Claude, not ChatGPT, Claude, because Claude is so much better when it comes to creativity and marketing and copywriting, but training it on becoming an expert in my product. And the way I do that is with an AI process I also created, which I'll link for you below, which I call the Prime Documents process, where we do ChatGPT deep research, and then we feed that deep research to Claude. And then we also fill in this entire customer avatar template, which essentially is like a profile of our customer. For those of you that don't know what customer avatar means, a customer avatar is a detailed semi-fictional profile of your ideal customer, going beyond basic demographics, which include their goals, challenges, behaviors, motivations, and pain points. Key word here is pain points. The one thing that makes marketing stand out is its ability to speak to the pain point of your target customer. So we're speaking to women that have skincare issues. We need to speak to relatable things, like when they look in the mirror, how that makes them feel. Remember what I said, people don't respond logically to things, they respond emotionally. What makes them feel something? Our marketing is supposed to make them feel our product is what they're missing in their life. And we need to really inflict pain on those pain points. So I don't want to waste any of your time here going through all this. It's a step-by-step document. You're going to come up with these three documents right here: Prime Research, Prime Avatar, and the necessary beliefs. And AI is going to do it all for you. And then we just want to create a project here, naming it after our new brand. And we want to upload the files to Claude's memory here. So that way Claude literally will study those files and become an expert. So I just added the files, and now I'm going to start literally talking to Claude and have it come up with a initial ad idea for me. So the first thing I did was I started off with this initial prompt. You are an e-commerce direct response ad creative expert. You've created thousands of winning static ads, and then I'm selling this product. Review the project files, and then we'll continue. So now it just comes back with its first initial thoughts, and then now we can proceed to creating the first image ad concept. And I'm going to show you how I get Google's Gemini to actually create an actual visual of that image. So the first thing I'm going to say is give me some image ad concepts that speak to the pain points of our avatar here. Let's see what it comes up with. So it actually gave me a bunch of ideas here. Like, look at this, the $3,000 quad, the bathroom shelf graveyard, the Zoom call reality check. And it actually highlighted one that I found really interesting as well. It said the most aggressive concept was concept 13, the blunt truth. This has a visual hook of a close-up of a woman's face with arrows pointing to the fine lines, dark circles, puffiness with clinical labels. Your moisturizer isn't going to fix this, sorry. The pain point is the harsh reality that current routine isn't working, plus a need for a real solution. The copy angle would be, you need technology, not more creams. This is what dermatologists actually use. That actually could be interesting. Let's try and make this a visual. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, concept 13, let's first create the visual. And the way we're going to do this, we're going to have Claude create us a prompt to feed to Gemini's Nano Banana to actually create the image. Watch this. So this is what I'll say to have Claude make me a prompt. I'll provide a reference image of the product because we have to provide Nano Banana with a reference image to actually efficiently create a positive visual here. But this prompt is going to do all the heavy lifting for us. Watch. So now I'm going to take this and put it into Gemini, and I'll show you the results just like this, and then click submit. And there you go. Just like that, we have a super high quality image that was created with the product in there as well, based on the concept that we got from Claude. So now we have our visual, simple. But just like these examples right here, we need a hook. Like I said before, in a video, you have a hook in the first couple seconds, but an image, the actual headline on the image is a hook as well, because that's what people stop and read and what actually intrigues them about what's going on in the image. So we actually need a hook. And so what I always do is I always test 3 different hooks. One ad is 3 hooks. So we're gonna have Claude actually give us those 3 hooks that we need to then create with Gemini. So it just gave me all the versions. Now we're gonna go step by step and then create them in Gemini, and I'll show you the results. And there you go. Here's the first one, here's the second one, and then here is the third one. Think about it. In about 10 minutes, you just created an entire ad concept ready to advertise. No $200 creator fees, no $100 per month subscription, just free AI tools and a smart strategy. But this is only half the battle. You see, the other half is this final system that I'm about to share with you, which is how to run Facebook ads without wasting money. And look, for those of you that still feel overwhelmed after watching this video, you might be the type of person that benefits from having a mentor work with them one-on-one, literally holding their hand the entire way, ensuring that you don't steer off on the wrong path. Imagine not having to overthink which direction to go. That's what my mentorship program is for. It's basically me and my team working with you one-on-one for multiple weeks, helping you build a successful store. If that's something you benefit from, you can book a free call with the first link in the description below. But honestly, once you see how easy System 4 is, I'm confident you're going to be able to figure this out on your own. So let's get into it. So believe it or not, this is the easy part. We just did the hard work, getting the image ads ready to actually launch. This is where we launched them. But this is super easy. I'm going to show you how it's done in literally a couple minutes. So go to your ads manager, and then we just click create and then choose sales, because we're looking for sales, right? And then once you click continue, this is what you're going to see. It's going to look like this. You're just going to choose your campaign name it after your product, set the date, and make sure that the campaign objective is sales. When it comes to budget, don't worry about that right now. Let's go to the ad set directly. So the ad set is the concept that we're actually advertising, right? So this is our concept 101. We have 101A, 101B, 101C. So each ad set is testing a specific concept. We barely do anything here. We just choose website, okay? Choose your data set. If you don't have one, just create one, okay? And basically just make sure everything on your end matches here. Like everything should be the same. Start your ads 12 a.m. the next day. Always want a full 24 hours to run your ad. And then when it comes to the audience, the location, the age, I always start with the United States. That's the primary market. I mean, at the end of the day, there's 400 million people here. The majority of people here are shopping online. So really it is the top market. There's a reason why every country tries to sell to the US. So age, just minimum age 18, and everything else stays the same. Now we just launch each individual ad. All you got to do is just duplicate to create an additional ad. That's exactly what I did here to create 101, 101B, 101C. So the first one that was created, choose your page, click create ad, manual upload, choose your image. The image is the most important part of what we're testing here. Put your website URL in, and then it's going to ask you to put a primary text and a headline, which is right here, right? The primary text and the headline. If your $80 CRM hasn't erased those 5 lines by now, it's not going to. Here's what 28,000 was when we're using instead. Erase 5 lines in 8 weeks, right? So the job of the headline is to sell the click, to motivate people to click shop now. The primary text, honestly, I don't really worry too much about that. I had Claude make the primary text based on the concept, just the 1 sentence, and that's it. Because what I really want to test right now is the image. So same thing for 101B, just swapping the image, 101C, and then you're ready to publish. Simple as that. So I want to show you real quick how I actually go about reading the data and making decisions on an ad. This is an ad example on another ad account, spent hundreds of dollars on it, and I'm going to show you essentially how I actually went about making decisions here. Same idea here. It's 101, one concept, and we're split testing the hook, right? 101A, 101B, 101C, 3 variations of it. And so we're letting it run. I'm spending $141 the first day, and I got 4 purchases. Now this goes to show you why I recommend $100 minimum per day in spend, because if I'm getting 4 purchases on $141, well, that says a lot about if I were to have been spending $30 per day, it would make it even harder for me to get to that 50 purchases in 7 days, which is what Facebook needs to actually learn enough about who to show your ads to, which would ultimately be the reason of whether or not your ads succeed. If it actually learns who to show it to, it's going to basically be able to spend your budget profitably for you and allow you to scale. The first day we had add to carts, we had checkouts, we had purchases, and overall it was very profitable. So that's great. But the second day it was actually no purchases. We spent $122. We didn't even get an add to cart. Most people would think, wow, that's horrible. I just lost money for no reason. But no, you can't can't judge the second day, especially when you had a decent first day. Let's put it this way. Even if the first 2 days were horrible, I would still let it run to the third day before making a decision. So the rule of thumb here is 3 to 7 days minimum. By the third day, if I have positive signs of add to carts, checkouts, and most importantly, purchases, I want to get at least a couple purchases the first 3 days. But if I have positive signs of add to carts and checkouts, then that's great. In this case, I had a 1.76 ROAS, which was a little bit higher than my break-even ROAS. That's great. I'm not even losing any money, but I have to let it run now to actually give it the full potential. Let it run the full 7 days. So now if we look at the way the fourth day went, ignore the amount spent. That's not the point, but it was doing okay, but ultimately it was still doing well, right? So this full 7 days, I had one ad get a 1.93 ROAS. I had one ad get a 2.78 ROAS, and I had one ad get a 1.01 ROAS. Overall, I had a 1.6 averaging between these three, right? 101A, 101B, 101C. Now, I have a pricing calculator that tells me what my break-even ROAS is, what my goal ROAS is, what my goal cost per purchase is. And I'll link that for you down below for free as well. You just plug in your cost of goods, your shipping cost, and your selling price, and it calculates this all for you. So my goal ROAS was 2.4 and goal cost per purchase was $28. So ultimately, overall, my cost per purchase was too high on 2 of 3 of these ads. One of the ads was very profitable, but because it was only one of the 3 ads, and because Facebook didn't actually push all of the budget to this one ad, that tells me that Facebook decided that this ad, even though it got a 2.78 ROAS, was not scalable enough. There's a reason why they didn't show it to everybody instead of the other ads. So you kind of just have to take Facebook's word on that, and Facebook's basically telling you that this concept is not scalable. It may have gotten you some data originally, but it's not scalable. That means we have to go back to the drawing board and come up with better concepts and test more. The name of the game is testing. The other thing I wanted to leave you with is when it comes to how do you actually go about increasing the budget, essentially, if my goal ROAS is 2.4 for a 20% net profit, if the first 3 days are showing me a much higher ROAS than that, 2.4, if it's showing me a 3 or 4 or 5 ROAS or even more, I'm going to increase the budget 20% per day, essentially, as long as the performance keeps improving. If it starts to get worse, then you stop increasing the budget. And that's basically the rule of thumb, 20% per day, as long as the previous day was above your goal ROAS. And then essentially, if after 7 days, you're not anywhere near your goal cost per purchase, goal ROAS, then that's a loser. You can't fall in love with it. You just have to keep testing. So this is really the simplest way to put reading the data and making decisions. Like I said before, if you have a good product, you have good strategy with your ads, there's no reason why you won't get purchases to help offset those losses, even if the concept ends up being a complete failure. And that's it. If you want to see me actually do all of this live, click right here to watch my 48-hour dropshipping challenge. I'll see you in the next one.